guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over everything that was shown in the version 2.8 Livestream. First of all, the stream felt really short. Everything moved super fast, almost like some parts were rushed or skipped. But honestly, the content itself was still solid. If anything, the faster pace helped avoid those slow or boring moments that sometimes happen in longer live streams. So let's get straight into one of the most interesting things shown for 2.8. In this update, proxies will face a new type of enemy with some pretty different mechanics. During the fight, this enemy can summon tornadoes on the field, so you'll have to keep moving and stay alert. At the same time, it enters something called a wind anomaly state. Now here's the important part. While the enemy is in this state, if you try to trigger other anomalies, you won't get disorder like usual. Instead, you'll trigger a new effect called Vortex. And even after Vortex happens, the enemy stays in that wind anomaly state, so the fight doesn't really slow down. That said, not everything changes. Some things still work the same. Polarity Disorder and Polarity Assault can still activate, and Bloom reactions will also work like normal. So yeah, this looks like a new mechanic that will change how fights play out a bit, and players will probably need to adjust how they approach these enemies. It's definitely a new mechanic worth paying attention to. Also, after the update, some older enemies will get wind weakness or wind resistance, which is pretty interesting. And as you might have noticed, enemies seem to take more damage from this new wind effect. So here's my personal theory. Maybe in version 3.0 we could actually get a brand new element for characters, like wind. Of course, nothing is confirmed. This is just me guessing, but it could be tied to a new character, or maybe not even the ones we already know like Valina. It could be someone completely new. We really don't know yet, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Anyway, moving on, let's talk about the agent introductions. First up, we have Promia, the executioner of the Krampus Compliance Authority, and she's an S-rank ice anomaly agent. Now pay attention here, because her kit might sound a bit complicated at first. In combat, a lot of Promia's attacks give back a certain amount of something called corrosive chill whenever they hit enemies. On top of that, when other agents trigger freeze, disorder, or even the new vortex effect, Promia also gains more corrosive chill. Then, once you build up enough corrosive chill, it gets converted into something called Trial by Cold, which looks like a key part of her gameplay. Some of her skills will use one stack of Trial by Cold, and when she hits enemies that already have an attribute anomaly on them, she can trigger a bloom. And every time Promia triggers a bloom and hits the enemy, she also gains extra decibels, which helps her build up her stronger abilities faster. Another cool thing is how she uses her cape. During some skills, Promia throws her cape out and it keeps hitting enemies continuously. While the cape is active, she can move using a slow walk, and this actually lets her automatically dodge attacks with a perfect dodge timing, which is really strong for staying safe while still dealing damage. Now, if she has enough energy, she can use her EX special attack. When she does this, Promia throws knives and her cape at enemies, putting them into a state called Bound Absolution. At the same time, she gains a buff called Absolute Order. There's also a defensive bonus here. If she gets attacked while using her EX special, she'll quickly dash behind the enemy, which can help you stay in control of the fight. After that, if Promia has Absolute Order and you use Execution, you can press Basic Attack or Special Attack to chain into a series of fast attacks, ending with a strong downward strike. And there's one more variation. If she still has Absolute Order and the enemy is in the Bound Absolution state, pressing Basic or Special Attack will instead pull her cape back and finish with another powerful downward attack. After her downward attack, if she still has enough Trial by Cold stacks, you can hold the Special Attack button to go into a stronger finisher called Execution, Merciless Judgment. So basically, the more you manage her stacks correctly, the more damage you can squeeze out at the end of her combo. There's also a team bonus to keep in mind. If you have another anomaly or support agent in your squad, Promia gets even stronger. Her EX special attack will build up Ice Anomaly faster, and it will also apply a debuff on enemies. While that debuff is active, your whole team deals more bloom damage to that target. So she's not just strong on her own, she also boosts the team. Alright, now let's move on to the next character, Starlight Billy, an S-rank physical rupture agent. Billy's playstyle is pretty different. His damage scales based on his max HP, so the more HP he has, the stronger he gets. Also, all the physical damage he deals is converted into something called sheer damage. On top of that, some of his skills can heal him, which helps him stay in the fight longer. Now here's where it gets interesting. If his HP is above a certain level, you can press special attack and Billy will actually consume some of his own HP to summon his motorcycle and charge straight into enemies. If he gets attacked during this move, he doesn't get interrupted. Instead, he automatically blocks and counters with an uppercut using the motorcycle, which is honestly pretty cool. And if you have enough energy at that moment, you can press EX special attack again to follow up with a combo attack. Finally, once you build up enough decibels, you can use his ultimate, where Billy finishes with his signature powerful kick. If you have certain types of agents in your team, some of Starlight Billy's skills will also give him extra damage buffs. So just like Promia, team composition is going to matter a lot if you want to get the most out of him. Now, moving on to something new coming in version 2.8, a brand new A-rank Bang Boo called Poltergeist. In combat, Poltergeist floats up in the air and attacks enemies by shooting laser beams from its eyes. And just like with the agents, if your team includes certain specialties, Poltergeist can also get a pretty big damage boost. Alright, now let's talk about banners. In the first phase of version 2.8, we're getting the new limited S-rank agent Promia, along with her signature W engine, Frostfall Sickle. Then in the second half of the update, we'll have Starlight Billy as the featured S-rank agent, together with his W engine, Starlight Rider faceplate. On top of that, we're also getting some reruns. In the first half, you'll be able to pull for Lucia along with her W engine, Dreamlit Hearth. And in the second half, Orphe and Magus will return, along with the W engine Bellicose plays. As always, we'll also have the usual check-in events. Just by logging in, you can get a total of 10 encrypted master tapes and 10 boupons, which is always nice for some extra pulls. There's also a new outfit coming for Hashimi Miyabi called Dignified Blossom, which will be available in the shop after the update goes live. It has that classic, traditional Hashimi family style, and honestly, even if it's pretty simple, it might actually be one of the best-looking outfits we've had so far. Now, let's talk about events. The first one is called Operation Save Bootopia. The story here is actually kind of funny. Eos loses a game of truth or dare with his friends, ends up swallowing a chip, and starts malfunctioning. Because of that, he suddenly believes he's an employee of Bootopia and decides he has to go there. By pure coincidence, he also gets access to a Bootopia card, and that's how this whole adventure starts. During the event, every time you visit the island, you'll be able to explore the park together with your Bang Boo companions, looking for and rescuing trapped Bang Boo around the area. There are also chests scattered across the map with useful rewards, and these items can help boost Eos combat abilities as you progress through the event. While you're exploring the island, you'll have a limited amount of time, so you need to make sure you reach the exit point before time runs out. That way, Eos can safely head back home with everything you collected. Now, even if Bootopia looks really nice and peaceful, it's not completely safe. There are still dangerous ethereals around, and you'll have to fight them using Eos, with your Bang Boo companions helping you out. Every time you finish an exploration run, you can trade the treasures you found for something called Micelle tokens. These can then be used to upgrade Eos chips or unlock new abilities, making him stronger for the next runs. As you keep exploring, you'll also rescue more Bang Boo, and they'll join your team, which should make future runs easier. Of course, there are also rewards tied to the event. By completing specific missions, you'll be able to get the new A-rank Bang Boo Poltergeist along with its upgrade materials. Now, moving on to another event, Spirit, Artist's Notebook. In this one, proxies will take on the role of assistants, helping track down some of the most dangerous criminals. So this seems a bit more story-driven, focused on investigation and hunting targets. And finally, there's the Ultimate Verdict trial event. In this mode, you'll be fighting alongside a Krampus judge. It keeps a similar structure to previous versions, with 2 main stages available in both Alliance and Special Offensive modes. To complete these challenges, you'll need to achieve high combat scores within a set time limit. And if you meet certain stage requirements, you can also stack different buffs during the fight, which should help you perform better as you progress through the event. Next up is another event called A Look into Redo's Legends. It looks like the Spook Shack crew has been pretty busy lately. Yuzuha and Alice set up a promotional booth at Lumina Square, and of course, the proxies get pulled in to help them out. During this event, your main task is to investigate a strange paranormal incident happening around the booth. You'll need to listen carefully to what people say, pick up on small clues, and then figure out the truth and reveal it all at once. We're also getting the familiar double drop events again, where you can earn increased rewards from area patrol and combat simulation. And that's it for the new events. Now, let's move on to some system improvements coming in version 2.8. First is a new feature called the Polychrome Guide. You'll be able to access it directly from the event interface, and it will show your progress in collecting limited-time polychromes for this version. The system is split into 2 sections, one for limited-time rewards and one for permanent rewards, making it easier to track what you've earned and what's still available. In the limited-time tab, you'll be able to check all the polychromes and encrypted master tapes you can get from this version's limited-time events and gameplay. It will also show an estimated time needed for certain activities, which makes it easier to plan what you want to do first. In the Permanent tab, you can track your progress for polychromes from different parts of the game, like combat, standard events, past story content, and other permanent activities. So yeah, it's basically a clearer way to see everything you can still earn over time, similar to what you might have already seen in other games. On top of that, this system also lets you quickly teleport directly to the related event or gameplay, which makes navigation a lot faster and more convenient. Now moving on to another improvement in version 2.8, the Game Package Management System. First of all, when downloading the game for the first time, players can now choose between downloading the full resources or just the base version of the game. This is really useful because the base resources will be updated every patch, which means it can help save storage space over time. For players who already have the game installed, the resource management system has also been improved. Now you have more control over what content you want to keep installed. There's even a new auto-delete option. If you turn it on, content you've already experienced can be automatically removed the next time you log in, which helps reduce the overall game size. And if you ever try to access something that's been deleted or not downloaded yet, a prompt will appear asking if you want to download it again. Once downloaded, you can immediately jump back into that content without any issues. Lastly, let's take a look at some outside game news and announcements. First up, we've got some new merchandise info. The highlight here is the Zenless Zone Zero original soundtrack vinyl. This is a collaboration with Laced Records. The vinyl will include a selection of classic and game tracks, as well as character EP songs, making it a really nice collector's item for fans. Pre-orders will start on April 29th, and players who are interested can purchase it through the official Laced Records online store. And that's pretty much everything from the version 2.8 livestream. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot and keeps you updated with future news and breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hi.